Hello, this is Stampy Longnose, and welcome to a Call of Duty Black Ops gameplay commentary. Today I'm playing a game of Team Deathmatch on the map Jungle. But this is playing in the Bare Bones playlist, so this is pure Team Deathmatch. And if you've not played Bare Bones, it basically means you haven't got any of the additions that you would normally have. You don't have any perks, you don't have any equipment, you don't have any attachments on your guns, and probably most importantly, you don't have any kill streaks either. So it is literally games are about you running around with your gun shooting people. I mean, you do still have grenades and special grenades, but apart from that, it's literally just you and your gun. No sleight of hand, no steady aim, and none of the other assists. And so you would therefore assume that it's full of all of the hardened, the hardcore Call of Duty players, the ones that are the really highly skilled players that could just go around dominating. But that is by far not the case, as it is actually completely infested with noobs. And that's actually why I started playing it. My friend said, "Oh, come play Bare Bones, like it's full of loads of really low rank people, it's so much fun." And I was just sort of like, okay, maybe they just got a few lobbies like that. But through my time playing it, yeah, it's always noobs. Seriously, like, give it a go. And it kind of got me thinking, like, my immediate thought was, oh, it's against really bad players, it's going to be like loads of fun. Like, that's just kind of what I assumed. I thought, well, I can get some good gameplay and get some really nice big high KD ratios, and it'll be good, like I won't be losing, it'll be much more fun. And it did kind of start off that way, just because of kind of just how ridiculous it was. I think I played about 40 games, and we didn't lose any, and it was just me and one of my mates. And just because it was us on one team, we just didn't lose. And we weren't playing particularly amazing. In fact, we were probably playing worse than we normally do, because you're not so worried about it. Because if you're playing against really good players, then you kind of have to step up your game. But because we're against noobs, we're all kind of just fighting for kills. So we're not actually playing particularly well. But on the leaderboard, it would always be us, like, in about 30 kills or 20-something kills, and everyone else would be having like 5 or 8 kills or something. And at first it was kind of like, it was just funny just how far ahead we were. But after a while I kind of just started getting slightly bored of it and a bit like, I don't know, a bit fed up and annoyed at it. Like, despite the fact I'd still be playing really well, doing really well with my score, it just got a bit boring, because like, a lot of people think that noobs are people just running around and just walking blindly around corners, not thinking about where they're going. And there are some that do that, but the vast majority of them are campers. Because they're not very good at moving and shooting and that, and they don't know the maps that well, you get most of them, as soon as they spawn, they just find their first corner. And when you get like a whole team doing that, like literally just staying in the area that they spawn, it's just, I don't know, it's just really boring. Like, because what generally happens is they're all spawned together, and they're all just move to slightly different areas in the spawn. Then we'll sort of charge in and just kill them all, and then they'll move somewhere else. I'm actually spending the majority of this game just wandering around looking for enemies. I just want to point something out now. This is my one and only death I get in this game, and it's quite a crazy one. I didn't realise at the time. You see, I kind of just fly up into the air and my legs kind of stretch out a bit. So yeah, I didn't realise it, otherwise I probably would have watched the kill cam or gone back in theatre mode and watched it again, but that was just something weird that happened in this game. But yeah, so as I said, my immediate thought was good, killing noobs. Then I was kind of like, well, this is a bit boring. Then it kind of got me thinking, like, is it right to think that, like, oh, these are bad players, new players, newbies? That's what noob stands for, they're just new to the game. Is it right to think, yeah, I can just go and kill them now? Because I think that's not like a controversial thing to think. I think most people have given the choice saying, would you like to play against a whole team of people that are as good, if not better than you? Or would you like to play a game with a group of people that are not quite as good as you? Most people would choose that option because they're going to do better, so you'd assume you're going to have more fun. But like, should you think that? And a lot of people going for like montages. That's why they're playing. They're playing the game types to try and go against the worst players, and then just to get good clips of killing them. And you got to think these are people. These are people playing there, and it sounds obvious, but when you're just killing someone, you think, oh, that was a nice kill. You're not thinking that there's a person sitting somewhere around the world with their TV and their Xbox or PlayStation set up and their controller. Like, that's someone. That's their end of that life for them. and it's like, are they having any fun? You kind of assume they've got to. I mean, everyone's got to start off as a noob, and it's kind of part of the learning process getting killed again until you get better. But when you're like actively going to hunt for people, then I'm not sure whether you should do that. And in fact, that's kind of just why I got bored of it, and like I haven't actually played this. This is actually my last time playing Call of Duty since I've had like probably about a month I haven't played it. This was my last session, this win streak. I'm still on the win streak of about 40. I might try and carry it on maybe in a different game type. But I mean, it just gets kind of dull. As you can see, although it started off quite fast, this game, it now just goes for me looking for players. It's not a challenge to win. Like, we know we win. If you look at the score, what's it now? It's like 6,000 to 2,200. There's no competition in it. And in the end, I'm just going through the motions, just switching from spawn to spawn, looking for people. And it's not, I mean, it's not, their playstyle is not an exciting playstyle to play against when they're new players. It's just kind of watching around corners and just looking, like, just guessing where do you think they're gonna be. There's no like real in-depth tactics. Where if you go to a game of search and destroy, it's the complete opposite thing. I mean, search and destroy is probably where the best Call of Duty players lie, and it's either lots of people really try-harding, and you get like, I say try-harding not as a negative thing, I mean playing the game how it's meant to be played, trying to play to win, and you get a lot of teams in Search of Destroy where you go up against a group of 6 people playing in a party, and they all have their set tactics, and that's something that you can really learn to get good at, because you can kind of execute the same tactic over and over and over again, because it's very short rounds. If you're playing a game of domination, you kind of don't have a clue what's going to happen. It's kind of a bit like chess, and there's so many different multiple situations, it's hard to have a set tactic to win. Although you can say, oh, at the beginning I'm going to go to B, you go to C, and if you go and try and stop them getting on A, you throw your grenade there. You can kind of have that beginning tactic. But because you don't know what the enemy team are going to do, it's hard to plan like much further from there, apart from having just general ideas of what will happen in each situation. But in Search and Destroy, you can really plan much more in depth, because it's kind of always about the beginning strategy. Oh, I think this is quite an awesome kill cam, by the way. As Crimson Mazov, my mate, was waiting for me to get the final kill, as we could get an amazing Tomahawk kill, but it's just him waiting behind him, he just throws it into his back. Anyway, we do have a bonus clip in this video, and it is from is it Eccentric Eddie. Sorry, I haven't got the gamer tag up on my screen, and it's him just doing some pretty awesome snipes, getting some nice headshots. These are all taken from the one game, and then later on he gets a pretty nice kill. Yeah, it's coming up here, where he gets 2 kills firing to the smoke, through the smoke, back to back, which is pretty impressive. But that brings me to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Oh, and if you want to send in your clips, there's tell you how in the description. Bye.